Hello, good morning, guys. So in the last class, we discussed about wireless access point. We discussed about WLC and wireless security protocol. And we also saw a small wireless lab. WAP stands for wireless access point. This wireless access point is used to create a wireless LAN, or in short, we call it as a WLAN. Okay. So basically your wireless access point act as a wireless switch only, means connecting multiple networking devices into the same network, but wirelessly. Okay. Now there are two types of wireless access points. One are the autonomous and second are the lightweight. The autonomous APs or access points, these are the access points that have their own configuration, means entire configuration and management is available on these particular access points. Means you have to configure them and manage them individually, each and every access point. But about lightweight, these are not having any kind of configuration. Okay, these are not having any kind of configuration. These access points, these are managed by a special piece of hardware that is known as WLC. And WLC stands for wireless LAN controller. Okay, this is the hardware that is used to manage all these lightweight access points, to centralize the management and configuration of all these access points. If you are having multiple access points in a company, okay, then to manage all the access points centrally, we use a device that is known as wireless LAN controller, WLC. Okay. Then we saw about wireless security protocols and we saw WEP, wired equivalent privacy. Then it was having loopholes, so we came up with the WPA. Even WPA was not really secure, so we came up with the WPA2. And WPA2, it is still being used in the wireless networks. Okay. But still for enterprises, there is a loophole in this WPA2 also. Means even WPA2 can be cracked. So right now we are having the most secure protocol, WPA3. Then we saw about wireless lab and we saw how to configure your WLC and the access points. Okay. So today we'll be starting with QoS and VPN. Yes.
The lightweight access point can't be after
No.
any access point.
Lightweight means they will not have any configuration, no management. In the automation, when we study about automation, you will see in each and every devices, there is a three planes. One is the management plane.
Download some kind of firmware. We can't upgrade and do that kind of engagement.
No. For that, you are already having autonomous, right? So why you want to download in this, right? So each and every device is having three planes. One is management plane, second is control plane, and data plane. These are three planes in each and every device, even your routers, switches, okay, all the devices. These three planes are available. Your data plane deals with forwarding of data, means all the receiving data, processing it, and forwarding it. That belongs to all those tasks belong to your data plane. Now, for your data plane to function, you will need some sort of help. This data plane is going to need some sort of help. Like, let's say if you are having a router, okay, so router make forwarding decision based on the routing table. So if there is no routing table, then router will not be able to forward the data. So who is going to control the routing table? The routing protocols. So those routing protocols belong to the control plane. And to access the device, to manage the device, we have certain protocols. That part will be management plane. Okay. So this part I'll explain you in the automation, that what is the difference and why do we require and what happens when we use controller and what happens when we do not use controller. There I'll give you the same example and you will be able to relate. Okay. So today we are going to see about QoS, quality of service, and then we'll see about VPN. These are just small topics and just the introductions. Okay. Because VPN configuration and QoS configurations, they are again your CCNP advanced. Okay. So if we discuss about QoS, quality of service, QoS is nothing but just like we are going to prioritize one type of traffic over another type of traffic. Because see, in companies, there can be situations when the network is being used at the most. Means we can say them that the, what you can call them, means peak hours of the company, when the networking is being used the most. So in that case, there will be bandwidth issues. There can be bandwidth issues that no sufficient bandwidth is available. Because let's say you have 1 Gbps of connection. This is your router. You have 1 Gbps of connection. Now, if there are multiple devices that are communicating at the same time, so they will be consuming the bandwidth. right? If they are transferring a lot of data with each other, let's say this PC is downloading 1 GB file, this PC is downloading 1 GB file, this PC also downloading 1 GB file, and this is also downloading 1 GB file, right? Now this bandwidth, this is connected to switch, but here the bandwidth is 1 Gbps only, right? So means this bandwidth has to be shared in each and everything. And let's say at the same time, if someone is making like in companies, we are having IP phones. So if someone is making a calls or someone is, let's say, watching a video, so that kind of traffic will also be there. So there can be traffic and bandwidth issues. In that case, what is going to happen? We are going to need to prioritize some sort of traffic, a particular type of traffic. Means we are going to decide, okay, this traffic should not be stopped, and remaining traffic that can be dropped also. Okay. For example, let's say the BOS system, it should not have connection issues. It should get the speed properly. But remaining systems, they can get smaller speed, less speed. Okay. So basically, we are going to prioritize one type of traffic over the another type of traffic. So quality of service is a set of technologies, tools, and approaches that you can apply to a network. The goal of QoS is to guarantee the network's ability to reliably run applications and traffic despite limited capacity. We are having a limited capacity, 1 Gbps, but still we want to forward all the data. Some QoS tools and technologies do their job by handling different packets differently, means different type of packets differently, or we are going to throttle the bandwidth. Means we are going to define that this particular type of traffic will have this much bandwidth, then the second type will have this much of bandwidth, means we'll assign the bandwidth limits in certain circumstances and changing the priorities on the fly. So we are going to change the priorities of the data as well. Now for this purpose, we have 6 categories. Okay, what are the 6 categories? These are classification, marking, policing, shaping, congestion avoidance, and queuing. Okay, these are the 6 categories, or you can say these are the six tasks you can perform in case of your QoS. To perform QoS, you can apply these 6 categories. First is the classification. Okay, so what do we mean by classification? Classification basically means dividing into categories. You have entire data running in your company. In that particular entire data, you have to differentiate that, okay, this is data traffic, this is audio traffic, this is video traffic. So you need to divide it in categories. Okay, so that part will be your classification. So if we discuss them one by one, so your classification is at the core of QoS. Classification is the ability for a device to identify different type of traffics. Okay, so with the help of classification, we are going to divide the traffic. Let's say this is the data traffic, this is video traffic, this is audio traffic, and this is remaining other type of traffic. So you will divide the traffic into different categories. Okay, then after that, device to identify different type of traffic types, so you can properly prioritize one over the other. And accordingly, let's say my company runs on data traffic, so I will prioritize this traffic. I will not focus on audio, video, and other traffic. I will give higher priority to this traffic, so that in the peak hours of my company, this traffic should not have any problem in the transmission. Other type of traffic can drop. For example, let's say, just consider example of your home router. We are taking Wi-Fi connection at home, right? If everybody is using at the same time, what happens? Bandwidth will be shared and the connection will start getting slow. If someone is watching YouTube, maybe there will be buffering. If someone is having the video calls, maybe there will be blurred videos, speed issues, connection issues, right? Now, what is more important, watching YouTube or having a call? Accordingly, we have to decide. Okay, and we have to prioritize that kind of traffic, that particular traffic. So if you prioritize video traffic, means what is going to happen? Let's say the video calls. Okay, so they will be not having any problem. The YouTube can buffer, but the video, that will not have any issue. Okay, so this is what is your classification, means you divide different types of traffic. Then we have marking. In the marking, we mark these different type of traffic with the priorities, that this is high priority, this is second high priority, this is the least priority. We assign them different priority levels. So marking is actually one of the optional ones. Marking involves tagging a packet as it enters the router. We are going to tag it with the help of priority. So if this router has tagged some sort of information that this is the priority of this particular packet, so next router will not check what is the packet and what is in it. It will just check the priority and accordingly it is going to forward. Okay, based on the priority. So marking involves tagging a packet as it enters the router so that subsequent devices can recognize the traffic without needing to spend processor time inspecting it. They are not going to open the packet and check whether this is data traffic, this is video traffic, this is audio traffic. They will check this is the priority. So means high priority means first, least priority means it can be stopped or dropped. Okay. Accordingly, the decisions will be made. Then we have policing. This policing and shaping, these are the approaches that what will happen in case of peak hours when we are having congestion. Okay. So how do you handle the traffic? So these are two approaches to handle the traffic. One is policing and the second is shaping. So what happens means basically what you're going to do in case of policing and shaping, you're going to set an upper limit. Means this is the maximum amount of bandwidth a particular type of traffic can use. Let's say, for example, you are having 10 Mbps of connection and I have set limit to 6 Mbps, right? That if any communication is happening beyond 6 Mbps, I'll either use policing or shaping. If I'm using the policing approach, what will happen? Any traffic going above this limit, that will be instantly cut off, means dropped, no communication. That traffic will not be forwarded. Only up to 6 Mbps will be forwarded. Any traffic trying to have more bandwidth, that will be instantly dropped. This is clear. So this is the harder approach. Means instantly not checking what is the traffic and what is going to happen, instantly drop the traffic.
Our priority is even though the priority is
See, we have defined the maximum limit. So if we define the maximum limit, doesn't matter what is the priority. Okay. And again, high priority traffic, we will not set the limit. This is for the other type of traffic. If the other type of traffic is trying to get more bandwidth, okay, the remaining, let's say least priority traffic, if it is trying to get more bandwidth, we'll instantly cut off that traffic. Because high priority traffic, we always want that it should not have any issue. It should be transmitted without any problem. Okay.
limit will be not set overall for all the traffic. We can set the limit.
Yes, we can set the limits.
individually.
Yes. Okay. Different priorities, different limits you can set. That if this is high priority, then this particular bandwidth is reserved for this particular type of traffic. If this is least priority traffic, then you can set the limit that maximum this is available for this. If anyone tries to go far above this, either that will be cut off using the policing. And if we use the shaping approach, in the shaping approach, what happens? It is not going to cut off the traffic. The limit will be there. Still, you set the limit. And if any traffic tries to go above the 6 Mbps, let's say, what is going to happen? It is going to stop this traffic, hold this traffic. Instead of dropping, it is going to hold this traffic. At any point of time, there is a drop in the bandwidth. When less bandwidth is being used, this traffic will be accommodated here and it will be forwarded. So in case of shaping, there will be delay. They will create some delay, means they will stop the traffic and forward it at a later point of time. But they will not drop the traffic. Means shaping is the softer approach. It will always try to forward your data. Obviously, after some delay, but it is going to forward your data. But in policing, we do not care. It will instantly drop the traffic. Okay. So quality of service policing allows you to set an upper limit. And when the traffic hits that amount, the tool cuts the traffic and doesn't allow any. It is going to instantly cut without any further delay. What is shaping? Shaping is little bit like policing, but it's a kinder and gentler version. Okay. Shaping is for traffic that we care about. Means if you care for some traffic, let's say second highest priority or third highest priority traffic that we care about. Okay. So polishing will use for the least priority traffic and shaping will use for the, again, some priority traffic, but not the high priority traffic. Policing might kill the packets to save bandwidth. Policing is just going to drop the packets. But shaping tools hold the excess data in memory and try to transmit at a later time. Clear? Congestion avoidance. So first of all, what is congestion? Congestion means not having enough bandwidth, right? So congestion avoidance QoS tools shut down the possibility of congestion by watching for certain limits on a router and then taking action. Means these tools, they are going to continuously monitor your routers and switches. Okay. And they're going to check which router is about to hit the upper limit. And accordingly, they will take the actions according to policing or shaping. So as the router traffic builds up, congestion avoidance tools look for the devices that run highest risk of consuming the entire bandwidth amount. And accordingly, they will take the actions. Is it clear? What is queuing? Queue means kind of line, right? So in queuing, what happens? Let's say we have decided that some traffic is high priority then second highest priority, third highest priority. Then whenever data is being passed through the router, all the data is coming. So your router, it is going to arrange the data, high priority traffic first, second highest priority, then third highest priority, then. It is going to arrange the data in a sequence, and always your high priority data will be forwarded first. Means whatever data is coming to the router is going to shuffle the packets in the priority order. Okay. So what is queuing? With queuing tools, you can instruct a router to shuffle packets around to put the most important traffic first. The highest priority traffic will be forwarded the first. There is no first in, first out. Okay. Is it clear about these QoS tools? Okay. So in CCN, we are just having these configuration. I mean, these terms, we are not having any sort of configuration. We just have to understand about these 6 categories. That what is your classification, what is marking, what is policing, what is shaping, what is congestion avoidance, and what is queuing. Is that clear? Any doubt in this part? Okay.
So why do you use this configuration?
In your CCNP advanced, you will be seeing how to configure also.
It's in the router only or
Router. Even in WLC, we saw QoS options. Yesterday in QoS also, QoS we saw in the WLC also. So again, it is just for prioritizing your traffic. We have to care about most important traffic, and we do not care about the least important traffic. That is QoS. Okay. So this is clear. Now, next we have about VPN. So what is a VPN? How many of you have used VPN? 1, 2, 3. Not other people never used VPN? Okay. So why did you use VPN?
It is used to,
Movies.
It is used to create a.
No. Why did you use?
For
Yes.
company purpose.
Huh?
Company purpose and
Company purpose.
downloading some torrents.
Huh? No, why you used?
Privacy, sir.
Privacy. Okay.
It's like mostly for downloading different ones.
Mostly Indians have downloaded the VPNs and used for playing PUBG, I think.
Yes.
A lot of people, right?
That is now recently.
Right? Yeah. Either downloading some movies or PUBG. This is only the reason, right? Okay. So basically, what is the use of VPN? VPN is used to provide you privacy over the unsecure connection, because your internet is the most unsecure network. And if on the internet you want privacy, you want security, you can use VPNs. So see, if we are not using VPN, what is having? Your, let's say, this is your device, this is internet, and this is, for example, Google server. And you are accessing Google from your smartphone, right? So whenever we try to access, we connect to our ISP, and the ISP connects us to internet, and we access the Google. So entire traffic is traveling through the internet without any security. So at the same point of time, your government, your ISP, and there are a lot of hackers on the internet. They are continuously trying to sniff your information, right? How does your government know what kind of websites you are visiting or what you're doing on the internet? Because they are continuously monitoring, right? They are continuously monitoring your traffic, that what kind of websites you are accessing and everything, right? And they are able to block because they are able to check what you are accessing. Let's say torrents are blocked, right? So how do they know that you're trying to access torrents and they will block this? Because they are monitoring, they are checking your traffic, right? So if they are checking your traffic, do you have privacy over the internet? No. And this is how you are being tracked also, because you are using your public IP to access the internet, and public IP is unique in the entire world. So easily, if you are having your IP, means you can be easily tracked, because entire internet you are accessing through your public IP, and your ISP knows who has that public IP. So you are easily being tracked also. Now, if you want the privacy, what you can do, you can use something called as VPN. What your VPN is going to do, it is going to first create a tunnel, a virtual tunnel. It is going to create between your device and your target website. Okay, it is going to create this tunnel. Now, first of all, this tunnel is encrypted. First of all, this tunnel is encrypted. Means these governments, your ISPs, hackers, they are not able to get into the tunnel. Secondly, whatever you are trying to access, whatever traffic you are forwarding, that traffic inside the tunnel is also encrypted. Means that will be changed in the random forms. That traffic will also be encrypted. Okay. So this is how they are not able to check your traffic. And with the VPNs, you are able to access whatever is being blocked, right? Torrents are being blocked. but you are able to access torrents when you use VPN. Why? Because they are not able to check again. So first thing your VPN does, changes your IP, changes your public IP. Okay, like the VPNs you use in mobile. But in companies, what VPNs we use, so again, that will mask your actual IP with some other IP. So it is going to change your public IP, first thing. Then secondly, it is going to encrypt your traffic. And with the help of these two features, it is going to provide you security over the internet. So understood how the VPN works? Any doubt?
How about Chrome incognito mode?
Incognito mode is just nothing. It will just a browser feature. It is just a feature of your browser that it will not save your browsing history.
It is only for us.
Only for your side. Otherwise, your traffic on the internet is still unsecured. Okay. In the incognito mode, your browser is not saving your whatever you are accessing, means whatever your search history, they are not saving it. Otherwise, normally they save it, right? What is the last visited website? Okay. So they save the information, but in the incognito mode, they are not going to save this information. That's it. This is just a feature of browser. There is no security. Okay.
Bank payment,
Mhm.
then we have to enter one OTP which they provide. And then the session expires within a minute or 15 minutes. Do we get any VPN access of that?
That see the OTP you get, that is just to verify over authentication only. Means
Okay.
whether you are the correct user.
But they
See.
can see, like the hackers and all the.
Yes, they can see. See, let's say you are connected to a railway station Wi-Fi and you are trying to access, right? So what will happen? You are accessing and making a payment. So whatever OTP or everything you are giving here, that is same going through the Wi-Fi network of the railway station. So if a hacker is monitoring that network, he will be able to capture your information. Okay. So this is why it is being said that at least while making the payments, you should use VPN so that your bank information, your user IDs, passwords, your OTPs, and your UPI pins, they will not be in risk.
Sir, why I use VPN earlier? Because sometimes I was routed by USA or from Canada.
Because you are using some sort of free VPN.
I was always routed in different countries. Like
Yes, because you are using free VPN. And again, those VPNs, they are not connecting you directly to the destination. They are connecting you through a proxy server. That proxy server is giving you the access to the website. Means basically this is something like, instead of going direct, here we are using VPN and we are going direct. When you use free VPNs, what they'll do? Let's say this is again Google server. And then this is your phone. And there is a server sitting, let's say in Russia. Okay. Or let's say USA, for example, because mostly people connect to the USA also. So what will happen? Your phone will first connect to this VPN server because that website is blocked in India.
Yeah.
So what you're doing, you are connecting to a server in USA, and that USA server will provide you the access through this. Means you are accessing, instead of direct, you are accessing through the US server.
So that is the reason why we used to get
Slow internet connection, because again, the length increases.
the VPN also routes in different countries. Also.
No, if you use a good VPN, if you use a paid VPN, it will connect you directly. It will not route you between countries. Okay. It is not going to route you between countries. You need routing, let's say PUBG was blocked in India. So people used to connect to different nearby servers, US or some other servers, and they used to play it. Why? Because in India it was blocked and they were accessing the PUBG through this way. And this is why they were getting higher latency. Means slower connection. This is clear. So use a VPN and do not try to use free VPNs. Because again, why would someone provide you anything for free? They are spending money on the development team. They are spending money and paying salaries. So why would they give their entire work in free?
maybe due to the advertisements, because when we use the free VPN, we get a lot of
Advertisements. And in the advertisements, there can be malwares or bloatwares. There can be malwares. Means maybe, okay, you are connecting to the US server. Now, what is the guarantee after the US server, your traffic is private? You do not have any choice. So if you are paying some VPN, you can claim at least that I'm paying this company and my data was leaked. Yes, sir. So these are the features. And in the enterprise levels, this is what we are talking about personal. But under enterprises, we have used just two types of VPN. One is the remote access VPN and one is site-to-site VPN. These are the two types of VPN. Okay. Now, side to side VPN with the name itself suggests it will be the VPN configuration between two branches. Means whenever two branches want to communicate, let's say this is Delhi branch and this is Bangalore branch. Now, Delhi to Bangalore, I cannot take a personal cable from Bangalore to Delhi. This will be very costly. So I'll take connection from my ISPs, right? Again, if I'm taking connection from my ISPs, my traffic is traveling through the internet routers, right? So if my traffic is traveling through the internet routers, do I have the security? No. So to prevent my traffic, I'll configure a VPN on this company router and as well as this branch router. We will configure VPNs. Okay. Again, anytime this Delhi branch will try to communicate with the Bangalore branch, it will first create a tunnel before transmitting the traffic. It is first going to create a tunnel. The tunnel will be encrypted, and the data inside the tunnel again will be encrypted. So when we are using site-to-site VPN, we just need VPN configuration only on the routers. Inside the company, we do not require any sort of VPN configuration. Okay. Normally, they will be running your private network, and this branch will be running their own private network. Okay. This VPN tunnel will be created, and the data will be encrypted only when the data is trying to travel from Delhi to Bangalore or Bangalore to Delhi. Means this tunnel will not always be available. This is not always be available. This will be created every time these two tries to communicate. Okay. Because again, if it is always available, then anyone might notice, the hackers, government. So this is created every time they try to communicate. If they are continuously communicating, obviously it will remain. Okay. But if they are communicating for one time, let's say they are communicating for 1 hour and then they are not having the communication, the tunnel will be removed. And then again, whenever they try to communicate again the tunnel will be created. Clear? So this is site-to-site VPN, means between two branches. Then we have remote access VPN, mostly used for work from homes. Because you see, people work from home and they're still able to access the company servers, right? So if a person is working from home, they are connecting to the company server. Again, their data is traveling through the internet. So for the security, they will configure a VPN, and that VPN configuration will be known as remote access VPN. So for this, a VPN will be configured on a server on company side, and a client side configuration will be there on your remote system. Okay. Then these are going to connect to the company server, and then they are going to access the company infrastructure. Because in your Windows, if you see, you have VPN option also. Network and internet. There is a built-in VPN option. So you have to configure VPN, means you have to add a VPN connection. Okay. Then if you connect it to it, then you will be connected to the company server. And after that, you will be able to access the company infrastructure, and you will be able to work from home. So what happens before even logging in your system? Before even logging into your system, you have to connect to VPN first, because these client systems, their user IDs and password will be verified from the server in the company. And if they do not have connectivity, the user IDs and password will not be verified and they will not have the access. Okay. So first they will connect to VPN. As soon as they connect to VPN, they will have connectivity with the server. And now if they try with the usernames and password, they will be able to log in because they are already in connection with the server, and server is able to identify or verify their user IDs and passwords.
As soon as like when we have a URL for the VPN, right? Web-based VPN. So once web-based VPN. So once we enter the URL, so if we ask for the user ID and password, let's say from working from home. So once
you are not having URLs.
But normally we use
See, you don't. What you use, this connection option you will get outside login screen also before you log in. So from there itself you have to connect it. Once you connect it from there, because you are already connected to the internet, you will have connectivity to the internet. And once you connect to the VPN, you will directly connect it to the company server.
No, I'm not talking about application based.
No, this is not application based. This is built-in feature.
Okay.
This is built-in feature. I'm not talking about any application.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, is there any way that we can configure it for ourselves?
Yes, if you have a Windows server, you can configure.
Okay.
And if you want local VPN, then certain online VPNs are available like OpenVPN. Okay. So OpenVPN you can download and install. And there is one more VPN that is available for your phones and everything. 1.1.1.1. Okay. So this is also a VPN and by a very trusted company, Cloudflare. So they have their application for each and every platform. So for Android and these all operating systems, this is paid. For Microsoft Windows and Linux, it is free. So if you're using in a system, you can use this VPN.
They can create direct to your path.
Yes.
rather than code.
They will not route you through the USA or any servers.
Oh.
Okay. And for Android, it costs like 670 rupees a month. That's it. So this is clear. So now if you see differences between your site-to-site and remote access VPN. So in site-to-site VPN, IPsec security method is used to create an encrypted tunnel from one customer network to remote site of the customer. Means this is IPsec. IPsec is a VPN protocol security feature. Okay. Yes. Okay. So your site-to-site VPN use IPsec, or you are going to use GRE tunnels. Okay. Very like in your CCNP advanced, you will study about DMVPN, IPsec, GRE, these kind of protocols. Okay. Then in remote access, individual users are connected to the private network. Here two branches are communicating. Here individual user is connecting because everyone is working from home. So every user who is working from home, they have to connect to the same private network. Then site-to-site VPN does not need setup on each client because they are having connectivity between the branches. So only these require the tunnel configuration. Inside the company, they do not require on each client. But if someone is working from home, each and every working from home client is going to need the VPN configuration. So remote access VPN may or may not need setup on each client, depending whether they are working from home or office. Site-to-site VPN does not require every user to initiate the tunnel setup because the tunnel setup will be initiated by the routers of the branch. But remote access VPN require every remote user to initiate the VPN tunnel setup. Then site-to-site VPN support IPsec technology already here, while remote access VPN support SSL and IPsec both. Okay, these are the protocols. In the site-to-site VPN, multiple users are not allowed. Means these routers will only have the communication with the VPN. Users will not have any communication. But in case of remote access VPN, multiple users are allowed. Multiple users are allowed to access the VPN. This is clear differences. Any doubts in the QoS or VPN? Clear? Online people, no doubts. So now we have just one. Yes.
You can ask that admin to break it, because they are recording.
Okay. So any doubts? No. So now we just have a 15 to 20 minutes parts left for tomorrow. That is automation. So either we can finish it today or tomorrow, up to whatever you say, like whatever is good for you. Tomorrow
we will bring some doubt.
yeah, you can bring your doubts.
So we should go ahead with the automation today.
See, it's up to you. It will take around 15 to 20 minutes. So that is up to you, totally up to you.
So is it the last topic in CCNA?
Yeah, that's the last topic in CCNA.
Okay. Sir.
So today or tomorrow? Today, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We'll do voting then.
Online people, today or tomorrow? Automation.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Majority wins. All right, then. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Tomorrow you can bring your doubts also if you have.